Liverpool are the 2024-2025 Premier League champions. I didn't see this coming. Congratulations, Liverpool, of winning the Premier League title this season. You guys deserve it. There was no rival to you. No one competed for the title against you. You were so dominant in the season, and you guys deserve it. Deserve it thoroughly. You know. And this is actually a nice occasion for Liverpool fans because the last time they won the Premier League was in 2019 in the pandemic. You guys couldn't really like celebrate it. So this is now the opportunity to properly celebrate winning a Premier League title after 30 years. So a big congratulations to you guys. And to Liverpool fans, I hope you enjoy this one thoroughly. Really hope you enjoy this one. And I see a lot of people trying to downplay the way Liverpool won the Premier League this season, saying that, oh, it's the worst season in Premier League history, and no, it wasn't even competitive. That's not Liverpool's problem. That's not Liverpool's problem. That's the problem of the other 19 teams in the Premier League that didn't step up to compete against Liverpool. Liverpool, they did what they had to do to win the Premier League. They stepped up. They had ambition. They wanted more. And no other team could compete against them. My pick was Man City to win the Premier League title this season, and a lot of people picked Man City, and some people also picked Arsenal to win the league. If Man City didn't win the league, you expect then Arsenal would win the league because they have been competing for the Premier League title for the past 2 seasons. And for Slot to come in his first season into Liverpool team that finished behind Arsenal last season and to just take the Premier League title under Arteta's nose is embarrassing. Really, it's embarrassing for Arsenal fans, and for Arsenal, the football club. It's embarrassing, because this was supposed to be their year to win the Premier League title because Man City fell off at the end of the day. But they didn't capitalize. Liverpool wanted more and dominated this Premier League season. Only lost twice this season. Only Nottingham Forest and Fulham beat them in this Premier League season. They deserve it. They deserve it. So well done to Liverpool, and credit has to go to Arne Slot, because when it was announced that Jurgen Klopp is leaving, I was thinking, okay, who's Liverpool gonna go to replace Jurgen Klopp with? It's gonna have to be someone that has his caliber of manager, elite level manager that has the resume, that's been there and done it before. And in steps Arne Slot, from the Dutch league. And I'm like, I don't think this is going to end well, because we saw Ten Hag coming from the Dutch league to Man United and it didn't go so good, And Dutch managers, they really don't have a good track record in the Premier League. We have Van Gaal as well at Man United. We saw how that went. So I didn't expect this to happen this season so quick. I thought Liverpool was gonna, challenge for top 4 this season, and they proved me wrong. They proved all of us wrong. I don't think anyone predicted Liverpool to win the Premier League title. Especially in the way they done it, dominant. No one competing against them. From start of the season to the end of the season, there's still 4 more games to go, but they're winning the league. 82 points on the board, 15 points in front of Arsenal, who's in second place, and they still have 4 games to play, and they already won the league. It's a dominant display from Arne Slot's Liverpool, and he deserves all the credit for it, because if you look at how Liverpool played last season and how the players played last season, it's a big difference this season. He improved so many players in this Liverpool team. Salah has his best season ever this season, scoring 28 goals and 18 assists so far with 4 games to go. We saw Gravenberg, really grow into the role that Arne Slot put him in, being one of the best in the league. Luis Diaz as well contributed more goals than what he did last season. Gakpo, it is day and night the season he had last season, the season Gakpo was having this season. So he improved so many players, and I think the system suits so many players in this Liverpool team as well. So credit has to go to Arne Slot, for analyzing this Liverpool team and coming up with a system that fits every single player in the system. Every single player at Liverpool fits the system. It just works. It just works. Whenever we make a substitution as well, you know, any player that's coming in, they're doing the exact same thing the players done that came over as well. So it just works for Arne Slot in Liverpool. So great appointment by Liverpool once again. And they didn't have to do any signings. They didn't have to make any signings to improve the squad to win the Premier League title. They won it with the same team as last season. And credit has to go to Jurgen Klopp as well, because for the team he left behind and the winning mentality instilled into this team, that you can't take away from Jurgen Klopp. So credit has to go to Jurgen Klopp as well. And I want to mention as well the two players that I want to pick out of this Liverpool team that deserves all the credit as well. It has been a big help for Liverpool winning the Premier League and in such dominant fashion as well. So I would say Virgil van Dijk, the way he marshaled the defense this season is second to none. They only lost twice, like I mentioned. They lost against Nottingham Forest, they lost against Fulham. And the way he marshaled the defense this season, Liverpool are so difficult to beat. Even in the Champions League, they were knocked out due to penalties. So difficult Liverpool are to beat. And credit goes to Virgil van Dijk, the way he marshals his defense. I've seen him this season, shouting at defenders, showing them what to do, where they would need to be at all times, and that comes with experience. And Virgil van Dijk is an elite level defender, and people want to make the argument easy now amongst the greats in the Premier League, like your John Terry's, your Vidiges, Rio Ferdinand's, companies, and all those guys. And yes, he is. Yes, he is, because he's the best defender in the world currently right now. He walks into any team in the world and he starts for them. That's how good Virgil van Dijk is. So credit goes to him. And also Mo Salah. Credit to Mo Salah, having his best season ever in his career, scoring 28 goals and 18 assists, like I said already, with 4 games remaining. Liverpool scored 80 goals in the Premier League this season, and Salah contributed 46 of them. That's more than half. It just shows you how vital Salah is to Liverpool's attack. And he also surpassed Sergio Aguero. Now he's the 5th highest goal scorer in the Premier League history. So I think he's probably going to end up being second. Depends. If he continues this way, he can overtake Alan Shearer as well. But I think he'll end up second. So yes, that mentions has to go down to those two players, as well as the team as well, because it is a team effort. Everyone played their part in winning the Premier League title. But I just had to mention Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk, because they are the standouts at Liverpool at the end of the day, and also I see a lot of people crediting Jurgen Klopp and Arne Slot, but there's one person they tend to forget, and that's Michael Edwards. This is a guy I wanted at Chelsea. Before we hired Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart, I wanted Michael Edwards at the club, and I said the club needs to offer anything to Michael Edwards just to let him come to Chelsea Football Club, because I know he's going to build you a proper team that's going to make you compete for the next 10 years. That's what he done for Jurgen Klopp, and the team is still competing and won the 2nd league title just now. And they won every single title there is to win. And that's down to Michael Edwards, he's very good at team building. He knows what type of players to get for what type of manager. He works with the manager. He makes sure that he's going to build a proper team that will compete, and he can do it on the budget as well. Because Liverpool have a wage cap of 250k a week, and they only broke that now to keep Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk. He's a proper football guy. He's one of the best in the business, alongside the Lewis Campos. So yeah, a lot of credit has to go to Michael Edwards, because when Klopp left Liverpool, before the owners done anything, they called Michael Edwards back. They offered him a better position to come back to Liverpool, and he assessed the team, and he picked Arne Slot. He's the one that employed Arne Slot into Liverpool. You know, if he made the wrong appointment, Liverpool are not winning the league this season. But he assessed the team and he decided that we don't need any signings to come into this Liverpool squad. Just need a different manager, and we need the right manager, and that's what he done. That's what he went for, and no one. I think majority of people didn't even know about Arne Slot, and to take that risk, taking a manager from the Dutch league to the Premier League and into a team like Liverpool has paid off, and that's all credit to Michael Edwards. He's an elite level sporting director, but he's now the CEO of football at Liverpool. So yeah, people, a lot of credit has to go to him as well. Then there's Tottenham. Tottenham should be relegated. Honestly, they are so poor this season. They already lost 19 games this season. The only teams that lost more than them are the teams that's being relegated right now. And for them just to bend over for Liverpool and to Liverpool to slap them up 5-1 to win the Premier League title is embarrassing. I never understood why Tottenham was mentioned, to be a big six club in England. I never understood that because they never win anything. They never win anything. They always go for top 4. In the way they play this season, they deserve to be relegated. It's a pity the teams that came up last season are so poor in the Premier League this season. Because if they were any half decent, Tottenham would have been relegated this season. They're still fighting for 40 points. Same with Man United, still fighting for 40 points. Both those teams are disgraceful this season. But like I said, Liverpool deserves it because they've been slapping up teams left, right, and center, whether it's in the Premier League or in the Champions League. So people shouldn't downplay the success this season of Liverpool. They thoroughly deserve it. One of the best teams in the world. And like I said, credit goes to Arne Slot. And congratulations again to Liverpool fans. I hope you enjoy this one. And that's it for me, people. Please like the video if you enjoyed this. Leave your comments down below. And also subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. We're closing in on 200 subscribers. We're around the corner from that. And yes, people, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.